Hello and good day. I hope you're having a great week so far. I know that there is a lot going on in our country right now after Election Day, and just wanted to, in light of that, give us a word of encouragement as we move forward. Today's devotional is going to be found in the book of Luke, chapter 10, verses 25 and on. And many of you know this story already. This is the parable of the Good Samaritan. Verse 25 reads, "On one occasion, an expert of the law stood up to test Jesus. 'Teacher,' he asked, 'what must I do to inherit eternal life?' And Jesus answered very wisely. He answered his question with a question. And he says, 'What is written in the law?' He replied, 'How do you read it?' And so the lawyer answered, 'Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself.' This expert of the law was knowledgeable. He knew it all. And so Jesus commended him for that. And he said, 'You have answered correctly. Do this, do it, and you will live.' It's not enough to know it. Many of us have heard it all of our lives. We must do it and live. But you see, this expert in the law wanted to justify himself because he knew he wasn't living the law. He knew that he only knew the law. And so he decided that he would try to get around his embarrassment and around admitting his mistake and not doing the law. And so he decided to ask Jesus another question. "And who is my neighbor?" And so then Jesus proceeded to tell him the story that many of us have heard for many years, the story of the Good Samaritan. There was a man going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, they beat him, and they went away. They were leaving him for dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road. When he saw the man, he avoided him. He passed by on the other side. There was also a Levite. He came to the same place and saw him and passed by on the other side. Maybe he was too busy. Maybe he didn't want to touch him and be unclean, considered unclean for a certain ceremony that he had. At any rate, there were two religious leaders who chose not to help their fellow man. But then there was a Samaritan. And as the Samaritan was traveling, he came and he stopped and he looked at the man and he had pity on him. And he went to him and he touched him. He bandaged his wounds. He poured oil and wine on him to help him feel better. And he didn't stop there. This Samaritan, enemy of the Jews, one who was considered probably less than a dog by the Jews, he went and he took this man who was hurt, this Jewish man who was hurt, and he took him to an inn. He let him ride on his donkey as he did so. And the next day, he took out 2 denarii and gave it to the innkeeper. And he said, "Look after him. And when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense you may have." And after that, Jesus asked, "Who do you think was the real neighbor to the one who fell in the hands of the robbers?" And the expert of the law was so embarrassed, he couldn't even say that it was a Samaritan. He just answered, "The one who had mercy on him." It can be a little embarrassing sometimes that others who may not even have the gospel understood in its full entirety, others who may seem like the rejected, who may seem like they are not part of God's people, sometimes are showing more love than God's own chosen. And so today, I want this to be a reminder to us all, especially believers, that we are to show love, that we are to show kindness. Everyone is our neighbor. God bless and have a good day.